Can we talk about TikTok and just 1 week of intentional posting twice a day? The kind of reach those videos have had, the kind of growth that I've seen has been insane. I've been on social media for 17 years and I've been on social media professionally for at least 10. And in this whole time, I've created award-nominated brands, I've created businesses that bring me full-time income. And yet in 7 days of intentional posting on TikTok, I've seen more engagement and growth than I ever have on any of my other platforms. Instagram, blog, YouTube, you name it. I've done it all. I followed some rules of what they say will work. But on TikTok, there's this unexplored territory that's available to anyone. But there's one requirement, and hear me out. You have to let go of the idea that you need to be 15 years old, number one. You have to let go of the idea that you need to know how to dance, number two. And you have to let go of the idea that you need to know how to sing. Once all of that is off the table, there's room for infinite connection, growth, and impact. For yourself as a human being who wants to express themselves, and for your business as well down the line. I really believe that, even though I don't understand the nitty-gritty of it yet. Here's the things I've learned about TikTok. I got on TikTok in summer 2019, and most of the videos that would come up for me were 8-year-olds lip-syncing songs. I posted a video or two, decided it's not for me, got off of it. It kept coming up, and now that we're in quarantine, sitting at home, I felt much less excited and driven about Instagram, and I'm always looking for new ways to express what I truly care about. Instagram seems to be at a place where there's a lot of templated kind of content, predictable kind of content, and rarely do I come across something that blows my mind and inspires me creatively in a big way. And hey, I know Instagram is not the only source of inspiration, but it's a big part of my business as a content creator, as a podcaster, and as a conscious social media guide. On my podcast, Woken Wired, I talk about this idea that we're entering into a new paradigm, the fifth dimensional paradigm, where manifestation happens quicker, where more humans are awakening on the planet than ever before, where there's a profound sense of connectedness and this calling to be part of something more big and more aligned. And if you're sensing that, you're in the right place, because I've been feeling it as well. There's also this desire to break off any old patterns or ruin any old foundations of our businesses and self-expression in the world that just, there's something about it that's not clicking in. Even things that worked a year ago don't click in anymore. So I've been on this journey of deconstructing the foundation of my own business. I stopped doing sponsored posts on Instagram to take a break from that and see how that feels. And what that allowed me to do is that created space to explore TikTok. And my main message to you is, you don't have to follow what everyone is saying. You don't have to follow the template to stand out and to create impact and to feel creatively expressed. Rule number one is that what you create needs to speak to you and needs to move you first of all. If you start there and you create from there, this will be the best long-term investment you'll ever make in your happiness, not just success. Instead of looking into videos that are going viral and the templates and the songs that are doing well, look into yourself, look into your heart, not physically but energetically, and ask yourself, what kind of content am I excited to consume? What feels fresh? What feels like it actually connects me? What really stops me in my tracks and makes me feel alive? And create that. What I did is I just went into the archives of all this content I had shot on my phone. Some of it I'd posted on Instagram stories, and I'm repurposing that content to create videos on TikTok about nature, about putting your bare feet on earth, about watching sunset and drinking cacao, about watching the deer in my backyard from back when we moved to the tiny cabin. Those are the things that are making me feel the most alive and make my heart sing now that we're stuck in the city. In the week, I've gotten about 3,000 followers. A couple of my videos have 100,000 views, 30,000 likes, and it's pretty amazing the kinds of comments I'm getting of people saying they're crying, they're not sure what's happening, but they know that this is what they want for themselves. And I'm creating it with an intention to show people that anything they want is possible. And by us taking this escape out of the matrix of living in the city and moving into a cabin, we're leading the way and showing people, well, first of all, we're doing it for our own hearts and our own self-expression, but second, it's to lead the way and to show that anything is possible. Back to TikTok. So the kind of reach those videos have had, the kind of growth that I've seen in just 1 week of intentional posting twice a day has been insane. And I'm still experimenting with different types of content. Some of it flops, some of it does really well, but I'm just continuing to share what feels good for me. I'm continuing to focus on not comparing myself to others, because whenever I feel triggered by others, I know deep inside of me that the content they're creating is not the content I'm meant to create. Each one of us has a unique message and a unique medicine. And when we allow ourselves to step into that and trust that we have a unique story and a unique gift, that just by sharing that, we can create a difference. Let me say that again. By you being yourself, you offer healing to others. With TikTok, I'm very connected to that idea, and I'm very excited to see where it goes. But even if it goes nowhere, learning this skill of storytelling via video is going to be very, very, very important in marketing and branding and storytelling and entrepreneurship. So if you are someone who has a story to tell, I highly encourage you to get on TikTok, to follow people who you resonate with, to create content that resonates with your heart, and let go of any preconceived notions of how it has to be. Just to kind of nail this in, let me give you 2 examples of real life people who didn't follow any rules and completely went out of control with their growth. So there's Jonna Jinten. She's a Swedish blogger who lives in a forest of a town of, I think, 9 people, who posts these beautiful, slow, calm videos of her living in nature, of her herding the cows, of singing to the cows, of creating art, swimming in a cold lake. And she never says, oh, click this box, subscribe, comment below. I've never once seen her do that, and yet she's at 1 million followers, I believe. And if you just look at the comments, you get a sense of how awakening it is for people to connect to this kind of way of living that we're all craving, and being more connected to what's really important, nature being an access point to that. And another example is a Chinese blogger who lives in the country. I believe you pronounce it Li Ziki, and she has almost 10 million followers, and she also posts videos of her making everything from scratch, from bamboo tables and harvesting that bamboo to clothing and dyeing it with flowers that she finds in the forest, and cooking from literal scratch. There's no talking, there's no her talking to the camera. It's just this beautiful cinematic storytelling that gives you a glimpse into Chinese countryside life that is very down to earth and connected to nature. And so those 2 people, not once did they follow any of the YouTube advice. They stayed true to themselves. They did it at the pace that's true to themselves. They didn't edit their videos to make it all go fast. When you speak to lots of YouTubers, or you look at some of the top YouTubers, the format that tends to do well, that we're being told to do, is like everything needs to move so quickly, the editing needs to be a certain way. But what if you just let go of all of that? Because those ideas of how it should be have stopped so many people from showing up and sharing your original medicine with the world. It's a concept from the indigenous people, this idea that each person has unique original medicine that's not replicatable. No one else has your medicine. And the more we step into that and share that without looking around, without judgment, the more we drop those shoulds and we use our body as a barometer, hot and cold. What are we drawn to? What feels expansive? What feels kind of like it makes me want to shrink and hide? The more you follow that and let go of how it should be, what the result will be, what people will say, the more alive you will feel. And ultimately, that's much more important than anything else. It's not about finding a meaning in life, it's about feeling alive. To me, feeling alive comes from expressing my unique medicine and seeing it make an impact on others in their own way, by them stepping more into their own unique medicine. So that's why I'm sharing this video. Not so that you go on someone else's TikTok account, including mine, and copy what I've been doing because that's worked, but you actually look deep inside and go on this new exciting platform, TikTok, and you just allow yourself to learn it. It's gonna take a little while, pretty fast actually, and just allow yourself to get playful and see what feels good and what feels exciting, and you'll be shown the way. And don't give up. Just keep following those nudges in your body and in your heart of what feels good. Let me know what resonated about this video, and if you want to see more of this and learning lots of ins and outs about TikTok. I don't want to become a TikTok coach, even though I am a social media strategist. I want to become more of someone who pushes you to think bigger for yourself and to express yourself a little more courageously. And that's my intention for this video.